to go put a couple more cards together, huh? Start exercising my motherfucking switch hand again. Big homie. That's what I do, my nigga. I'm back up in this bitch, it's the return of the chicken hawk. 1-0, still rep the hood, nigga, what you thought? In a classic worth more than 100 racks. 520s on this motherfucker in his front and back. Off that red gas, high as an elevator. Couple homies with me that got guns like the Terminator. I'm at the stoplight, I'm recognized, so they tripping. So I threw the dub up, hit the switch and kept on tipping. California dreaming on them Zeniths, fuck the law. Bust a left off of Manchester on the show. People everywhere and riders take a look around, and now it's Broadway with Chevys on the ground, and they talking that shit, I'm laughing. How funny is it? I got a Cadillac nigga with Porsche money in it, and all I do is win when it's time to compete. Professionals when I ride, nigga ass tweet. On top of the world, sitting on the throne, king of Chevys in my lack is a two-door Brougham. Hey, hey, on top of the world, sitting on the throne, king of Chevys in my lack is a two-door Brougham. Hey.
Welcome to the King of Chevys present. I'm Tweet, Young Fuzz. Look at here. What the wind has blown in today.
Yeah, big wide worldwide westside up in the house.
That's worldwide westside. Big C. Y'all know him as Big C. I know him as Big C. My little brother, we'll get to the other names that we got for each other later. But what's happening? Little bro, what's happening, man?
Big bro, it's good to see you, man.
Man, I ain't seen you in a minute. Where you been?
I've been on the boulevard, man.
Where you been, man?
I've been on the boulevard. Where you been,
man?
Bro?
I've been hiding, man. You know, I've been ducking and hiding a little bit. What's happening, man? You done blessed us with the Mothership, the famous Mothership. What's happening with that, man? How was your ride down?
Man, it was good, man. You know, got on the freeway like I usually do about 60 miles down here. You know what I mean? And
you're 60 miles away.
60 miles away, you know what I mean? I ride at 60 miles usually, but I'm saying I'm going 60 miles tipping on the freeway.
Oh, 60 miles an hour.
On the freeway? No, 60 miles on the freeway, man. Come on.
I'm trying to figure this shit out. Yeah. I'm trying to figure this shit out.
That equal like $120 here and back, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Front and back, here and back, 120.
That's what, no, the world knows the Mothership is worldwide, so we know you stay on the slab, straight up.
Straight up, bro. I mean, that's what I built the car for. I built it to go out there and have some fun in that motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. That's what the sport is all about. You feel me? And I made sure when I put that motherfucker together that I'll be able to get to wherever I need to get to.
As you should.
Absolutely, no question.
So I know that there's been many different interviews, whatever you did, or just the cars all over the world, period. So
hold on. You gotta start him off how he started. You jumping in.
You don't know what I'm getting ready to say.
He was jumping in from the gate.
But he ain't know what I'm getting ready to say.
I'll let you finish.
He ain't know what I'm getting ready to say. I want to ask you.
I knew. First off, this is set up, man. I know I'm getting double teamed.
No, you ain't getting
I know Fuzz had to get up in there right now. I know I'm about to get double teamed by these cats. I already know how it is, man. I just drove all the way down here to sit right here in the middle and get double teamed by my homies right here.
Because
King of Chevy.
He's trying to tell me what the fuck I'm finna say. I know what the fuck I'm finna say.
Well, everybody else on YouTube says the same thing.
I got a way of, hey, Big C.
Oh, hold up, man.
I got a way of tricking.
Hey, bro, he said you writing the script, you reading the script in your eyelids or something, dog? You on the script?
I ain't got no script. You know, we don't do no script.
That's right.
I'm getting ready to say, before I was rudely
he does it all the time anyway, so.
Was that the Mothership. Why the Mothership? Is the Mothership your first low rider? Or take us back, have you been doing this?
Well, I built my first lowrider, bro, back in 1993. I came out with a 62 hardtop. Painted that motherfucker. The day was a good day green with the peanut butter guts. And but I was in Cleveland playing ball out there at the time, so I had some cats in Cleveland building, right? And you know, Fuzz laughing already. He already know we about to go with it. So they put my shit together though, and it was cool, bro. You know, it had a mean side to side. The side to side was mean. Just the front wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? So I built the car out there. I drove it. after the season, I brought it back to LA in '94.
Yeah.
And I took it to the neighborhood, and the homies came and they looked at it, and it was like
you took it to the hood,
straight to the hood. I said, "Look what I got, bro." So they came up, and they was like, "It looked good. What it do though?" So I do what I do with that motherfucker, and it don't do shit, bro.
Yeah.
It don't do nothing. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get me something else. So I passed that to the homie. I go over to Lou Ellis Cadillac on Wilshire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I go on the showroom floor, and they had this '94 Brougham, triple blue. And I was like, you know what? That's going to be my next rider. So I went, bought that motherfucker, had the homie follow me all the way to Anthony's, the homie's hydraulics.
Oh, is that right?
In '94, straight off the showroom floor, I get it to him, and he chrome everything front, back. And I bring that motherfucker out, and that was like my first official low ride.
'94.
'94.
Brand spanking new motherfucking ham.
Right off the showroom floor, bro.
Was it just front and back? It was side to side too.
It was all that, bro. Anthony blessed me at the time. I think he gave me 4 gates, and I think it had 12 batteries in it. So it did what it had to do, bro. But from there, I kept on. I got a 61 rag that the homies, my homie Bouncer Hydraulic did that for me back in the day. And then I had about 3 more Fleetwoods, and I'm still trying to add to the repertoire, bro.
So take us back to the beginning. Where did we got a thing where we say we was bitten by the Chevy bug. When did you get bit by the bug as far as this car thing? Was it as a child, or when did you know this some shit that I want to do?
I think, bro, I got the Chevy bug. Probably, I was in the hood with the homies, and they had Cadillacs. They had clean ass coupes. You know what I mean? Like my homie, he had a coupe that Mac 10 used in his video, that 4Life video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was our coupe. So it was always the Cadillacs, but I had another homie come through one day. We all standing out. He come through in a rag 4, and I said, "Ooh, wee, that's what I'm talking about." So then from there, that's when I got the Chevy bug, bro, and that's when I built that 62. Yeah, that was about what? That was about 89.
89?
89.
Or 99?
89, bro.
So you busted cat late after that.
That's when I got the bug. And then that's when, I got the bug in like 89, but I didn't have no money in 89 to do no shit like that. You know what I mean, bro? I mean, you gotta pay some bread to get it done. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
I had vision in my head what I wanted.
No, I'm thinking that motherfucking brand new Brougham was like bam, like that was the one.
That was the one that started it all. But, I had to work my way up, bro, and then shit, we gonna get to how this one came about.
No,
though.
we ain't going to, but now what I'm trying to figure out is that, because I'll make sure I'm following you right. So the Brougham was after you seen your homie in the 4 and you got a Chevy before the Brougham.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that gave me the bug in 89.
Okay.
And then I got my Chevy, the 62, and busted that out in 93.
Okay.
About time I took it back to the house, you know what I mean?
94.
It was 94, and they told me that what I had wasn't what it was supposed to have. You know what I mean? So then I had to, I rushed and got a Cadillac until I got me another Chevy.
Straighten some shit out. Oh,
yeah.
That straightened some shit right out because it's paper plates.
It wasn't too many out there. I think it was like what gave me the idea. They said it was one of the homies. I don't know if it was somebody from like someone on the east side or something, but somebody had one of them Broughams already done.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you read my book or something when I bought mine brand new back in the day. Back in '85, but okay, it probably wasn't me.
No, it wasn't you.
Probably wasn't
bro.
me.
Yeah. I'm sure you had one though, bro. You know what I mean? What I hear, you done had everything. You know what I mean?
I had a couple pieces.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have arrived when you came through because you've been out here repping for show, So people people probably don't know, but we know. Like you said, you was playing ball. How did that work out? You know what I'm saying? When your off season, did you come through the ride? Or how did that work? Was you missing it while you was playing ball?
Yeah, well, usually like I play during the year. You know what I'm saying? I'm off to college. I graduate in '93, and then that's when I go out. You know, and I'm playing in Cleveland. That's why I started my career. So in the off season, we still had to practice. You know what I'm saying? But as much as I could, I come out to the show with the homies.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll never forget, bro, coming out and seeing like Punchy. I used to always hear Punchy's name.
Don't
man.
say
like
that motherfucker.
That
name.
motherfucker Punchy.
Man, don't
Punchy
say that
coming out
name.
doing his thing. So I got to get out and see what Punchy doing. So I'm out there on the block and I see, you know, different riders, and I wanted to be a part of that, bro. But at the time, I had another career.
Exactly.
So I kept the rider though. You know, like shit in Cleveland when I took the Cadillac out there, because after the summer I shipped my shit
you
straight
took
to
that
Cleveland.
motherfucker out there.
What?
Like,
I'm pulling up.
Well, that's some real therapy shit. But go ahead,
bro. I'm pulling up to the arena. And you know, they got the Benzes and all that shit. And I'm pulling up in the Cadillac like doing that. They like, what? I'm like, this is real LA. West Side to be exact.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I pull up to the arena like that, but I always kept the ride in the off season for sure, man. So, you know what I mean? I just couldn't be out on the boulevard with y'all or with, you know, you know what I mean. With them,
exactly.
you know what I mean?
With
I couldn't be out with the riders because I was doing my thing. So, you know, when I got an opportunity to actually come out here and really be a part of the culture, man, I wanted to do that. You know what I mean? Like after the basketball was over, I was like, damn, I got some time now. Let me get out there on the boulevard and relive what I've been wanting to relive. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you when you came back to live it?
It was cool. You know what I mean? Like I came out, I remember Hog had me back. Young Hog, rest in peace. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Young Hog. He had me out there coming through by the Wiener Snitch with my Cadillac. You know what I mean? So when I saw footage of that, I was like, damn, you know, I'm going to give me some, but I want to give me something nice. You know what I'm saying? And come out there and ride when I used to see like High Row and Southside. You know, they always had the clean cars. So I know I wanted to have something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it took a minute to finally get my shit right, but I would always want to get out there, and when I did, it was like it was a good feeling. But when I came back in 2014, like when I really started coming back, and like every weekend, it was a different kind of ball game, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had to make sure I got my shit right because cats was out there clean. You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing.
So when you was playing ball, what position you played?
I
For those, I don't even fucking know.
right.
I didn't know who the fuck you was. Go ahead.
Right. Big C out the west side. You know I am.
Oh, I know where you're now.
Yeah, you know I am
Salute.
now.
You know, I know now. You know.
Right.
We have an understanding now.
Yeah, we all good now. I play small forward, bro. You know what I mean? Like I play small forward. So, you know, I played in the early 90s against, you know, Michael and Pippen and all them back when Chicago was running things. I was in Cleveland playing against those guys all the time, man. And, you know, I got out there and held my own, bro. You know what I mean? I had a long career and did my thing.
How many years you played?
I was hurt my last year, but I was in the league 12 years.
So after you left Cleveland, where did you go?
After I left Cleveland, I played there for 4 years, and then I did a deal with New York, signed a 7-year deal with the Knicks. And I played with the Knicks for like a year and a half, and then that Latrell Sprewell shit happened in Golden State. And, you know, me and John Starks ended up going out to Golden State, and I finished my career out there.
Yeah, I remember that.
Was that shit work, like to keep in shape and all that shit? Like,
man, let me tell you something, bro. It is no joke to make it to that level, bro. Like you can't just be talented. You gotta be like your mind and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like you really gotta. It's only 400 and some spots every year. You know what I'm saying? To actually make it, you gotta. You know what I'm saying? You gotta work hard, and then to stay, you gotta work harder and harder. So yeah, man, it was a lot of hard work, bro. Yeah, most definitely.
and you enjoyed it, like you and.
It was a childhood dream come true, bro. You know what I mean? Like I grew up watching Magic and all them, the Lakers in the 80s, and I wanted to be out there, you know what I'm saying? So I worked hard, and shit, man, to make it, it felt like, man, I don't know, I can't believe it, you know what I'm saying? But I lived it for a while, and it's something that I'll never forget. Childhood dream come true.
So after you finish your basketball career, what did you venture off to as far as business or whatever? You know what I mean? Because I think you was involved in the building cars, a new car, something
Yeah. So when I was playing ball, I was always fucking with the car thing, bro. Like the car shit is. I mean, you was gone, bro, but like on the west side.
Yeah.
LA, I was the car man, bro. You know, I was doing it like from
That's what I
forms
hear.
to,
I really hear that.
you know what I'm saying, luxuries and whatever. You know what I'm saying? If I could fit in it, I had it.
Yeah.
And I was busting them out and, you know, and shit that with wheels and shit, and people ain't never even thought to, you know, see no shit like that.
And like other ball players were coming to you for that shit when they seen that you had the shit, like shit.
Yeah, because we owned a company called 310 Motor, and back in '99 or so, I think it was. We was doing everybody's shit from LeBron James when he was just coming out of high school to shit, whoever. You know what I'm saying? We was doing all the entertainers and athletes' cars. And they knew me because I was putting them together, and I'd drive for a little bit and I'd hawk them to somebody else, build something and, you know, shoot it to somebody else and shit. Like that was my thing. You know
you do one for yourself and the motherfucker wanted, you get right up out of it.
Man, if they offer me what I wanted for it, they can get it because I build something else. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this car shit for a long time, bro. I just wasn't doing the low riders like I am now, but I was doing it.
So do you prefer building luxury cars? Oh, I'll say that. Let me say that. Is it easier to build luxury cars opposed to a classic low rider, hot rider? Because I know you don't just do low rides, you hot rides all. Is it easier? Would you say is it easier to build a newer car, luxury car, than low
much
rider?
much easier to build a new car because a new car is like basically bolt on everything. You know what I'm saying? And when you're doing these classic cars, y'all know it's nothing fits. You know what I'm saying? So you have to adjust shit or put 2 and 3 together to make one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can do a Benz, Ferrari, all that shit all day long. You buy a kit, spray it, put it on, and wheels and lower it, and boom. You know, like I just did the spaceship lately.
Yeah, I mentioned I was talking about grounding the spaceship. For you to know, for y'all who don't know, the spaceship is a new Benz that you got right now. It's electric, ain't it?
Yeah, it's electric Benz. It feels good to pass up the gas stations, bro, for once, because that shit been getting crazy. I'm sure everybody know that.
Oh, for sure.
So, you know, it's nice to float in that motherfucker, and it feel like a spaceship inside, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was really definitely going to ground it if you act like you wasn't going to make it. But that's another fucking story, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you're here. So,
I appreciate that, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I really do, man, because I didn't think y'all was going to have me up here, man. You know what I mean? I know we talked about it, though. We talked about
it. Yeah, that's last season, right?
We talked about it.
For the records, he ducked us last year, like a lot of people, based on whatever he may have going on in his life. That's what, you know, everybody be.
Did you say duck?
Yeah, but that's another thing. He's thinking about something else that we do called bones. Y'all might know. Dominoes. No, you ain't duck that right now.
I don't duck nothing.
But you know what I'm saying?
I don't duck nothing, man. I'm from the worldwide west side.
Let me see.
West LA, man. Come on, man. We don't duck nothing, man. We don't get enough props out here in these streets, man. You know
no,
what
y'all
I mean?
do. Y'all do.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
West LA been getting props, man, since I was a youngster, man.
Yeah, we got
You know,
a lot
West
of reels
LA,
up out of West LA, man.
Believe it or not, my club is from out of West LA. You didn't know that, did you?
Yeah, I think, you know, I know y'all meet up over there like LA High, something like that, that area.
I ain't tell you to expose where we meet up at. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knows.
Everybody know, man. They see it everywhere, bro. They posted up looking nice and beautiful over there, man. They know.
Yeah.
Try to make me feel bad about it.
No. You know, make you feel good, you know. You right at home. So let me ask you, let's get to back. When you came back and started back riding, what was the main car that you really said, one day I really want to do?
That's a good question, bro. When I came back, okay, so let me just revert back to, I know where y'all want to get at. Yeah, I know where we going. I know where we about to go right now. How's that, bro?
I don't know where we going.
This is where we going right now. So I came back in about 2014, like I said. I bought.
Come back up and get closer to
I had a 57.
Yeah.
First, before before that. I had a 57 Rag. It was stock. I put it on some wheels, driving down Beverly Hills, and you know, these cats pull up next to me and they like, man, I need that. I said, make me an offer, I can't refuse, bro. And he was like, all right. So they talked. He come back, he said, I'll give you a nice chunk. It was a chunk that I couldn't say no to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
After what I had into it and what he offered, I made about 100 racks. So I was like, okay. I damn near was about to walk home, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna say, okay, you know, we'll do that. And then from there, that's when I was able to find the Mothership. I found that car out in Alabama after I sold that one. And some
But
people.
of course, it wasn't called the Mothership then.
Nah, it was just a 59 Rag. That's what I really
And that's what
wanted.
you always wanted, a 59 Rag?
You know what? That's what after I had seen some of the clean Chevys out there, bro, I really liked the 63. That was probably like my favorite, and still one of my favorites today. But it was something about that 59. I said, man, I want to get one of those. You know what I mean? I felt like that was something that was, as much as I've been in the car game, that's the kind of Chevy Impala I need, is a 59 Rag. So
But you also own a 58 too, but we'll get to that later.
I sure do. We talked about that one for sure. And that one got a lot of meaning too. But
Okay.
yeah, that one got a lot of meaning.
Okay.
But I found the 59 and I was like, damn, I found it out there in Alabama, and these cats out there, they was really good at building like these particular years, 58s and 59s or whatever, and they built the 59 for me. And I got it out here, and you know, I was driving it for a while, and I was going up my driveway, bro, and I was going my driveway because I had the bumper kit and everything on it, and I kept hitting the bumper kit on the driveway, you know what I mean? So I ended up doing the no-no and throwing airbags on the car. Because
why you thought it was a no-no?
it was a no-no because coming out on this, as I call it, the set, where the lowriders be at, that's a no-no.
But let me ask you this: I don't, because people say I stop to guess. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want to ask you this here: being that they said it was a no-no, like how you brought the car back from Cleveland, when you brought that motherfucker there around the homies, it was a whole different type of reception, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, like I didn't bring that car to really like be out on the set with the lowriders though. I just wanted to go
You just
out
wanted
there.
to have that motherfucker.
Yeah, I just wanted to have the car, pull it out every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really into, like, I bought a 58 for that, to tell you the truth. I bought the 59, but then I bought a 58, and I was getting out cut. That was gonna be my car that I was cutting, and I was gonna come out on the scene with that.
The 58.
The 58.
So would it be fair to say that you kind of like got the 59 for be like driving Miss Daisy?
If that's what you want to call it.
No.
It was something like that. Bro. I mean, I wouldn't say driving Miss Daisy, bro. Like, that's a little different. You know what I mean? Like, come on now.
I'm just
Driving Miss Daisy?
Yeah, like I'm saying, because it's stock or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah,
you know,
but
just-
that's what it felt like, though. Because that wasn't like
That's
my
why
first
I'm asking
ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what it felt like.
Being that
It
you a
wasn't
real
fun.
lover.
It wasn't fun.
Okay.
It wasn't fun to
So
drive.
you felt like
to
you was
me.
missing something.
When you found it though, was it this color or was it different?
It was black, but it had the white stripes. It was like the original. You know, it had the original 348 in it. You know what I mean? Tri-power in it. It was a matching numbers car.
And you was big on a matching number car at the time.
At the time, I was. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I went. Like I said, I had that car, and I didn't want to fuck it up. I didn't, as they say, you know, fucking it up by cutting it. I didn't want to fuck it up like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's when I didn't want to poke no holes, so I just did that. So I stopped hitting my bumper kit, and then
Yeah.
I bought the 58, and I'm ready to ride that one. But before I could really get to finishing the 8 to ride that one, man, I brought the 59. It wasn't a Mothership at the time, it was the 59.
Yeah.
I brought that out on, you know, the Shaw and come out every now and then, and you know, you hear the people, oh, that motherfucker, oh, that's a pretty ass car, but it ain't cut. Oh, that's a, you know, that motherfucker cute, but I'm getting all the whispers, bro. So I'm hearing all this shit, and I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna bust out the 8.
Yeah, because you
I'ma
know
shut it-
you had it coming already.
I had it coming, but I ain't tell nobody. So I'm gonna bust out the 8, then I'm gonna shut all that shit up. But nah, man, I came out a little too many times. You know what I'm saying? And I come out, and it's one cat I remember from Majestics, and I came out my shit. He was like, oh, that motherfucker cute. He had a 64 Rag. Oh, it's cute, but, you know, and he's packed.
Oh, he gave it to you.
He gave it to me, you know
As
what I
he
mean?
should.
But I looked at that motherfucker though, and I was like, man, that ain't enough to push me to what you know what I'm saying? I've got the 8 coming. I'm gonna get his ass when the 8's done. You know what I mean?
He took a mental note on his ass.
He was always up there in the membrane for sure. I knew he was one of the motherfuckers I'm coming to see.
Yeah.
So I got past that, and then, you know, I still ride around a little bit, and, you know, I hear people, and really the homie that really made me cut the Mothership, bro, the motherfucker who really made me cut it was the homie Kraft. It's the homie out there, Kraft. You know, I used to always see him out on the west side. He had cars, you know, he always had something clean, and he knew that I had that car, and he was like, Big C, you gotta cut it. You gotta cut it. That nigga, the way he said it, it always stuck in my mind. You gotta cut it. So I didn't do it. I still didn't do it. And then I come out to the park one day. Fuzz. And you see the smile coming from this nigga already. You know, you see the smile coming already.
I had no idea.
So I'm out at the park one day. We was out at what's that? Balboa Park or what you call that motherfucker? Woodley Park. We at Woodley Park. I got my shit out there. Kraft had his shit out there clean as a motherfucker. And he always telling me cut it, but I just couldn't do it. So I got my shit back in there. And
Because you still had the 58 like this?
I had the 58 coming, and I didn't even tell him. You know what I'm saying? So everybody there though, dog. Everybody on the set is there, and then all of a sudden it's this yellow motherfucking 57 come through, right? I hadn't seen the motherfucking car, and it was looking clean, you know what I mean? And I'm seeing him, he doing his thing, he rocking that motherfucking shit. I still didn't know who was in the car, but I'm like, okay, that motherfucker, that motherfucker's nice. So he come through, but it seemed like every clean, anything from 55 and up, this motherfucking yellow 57 stopped and started dancing and shit. And I took that as disrespect, but my shit is over there, so he ain't do that. Until he got to my shit. And he got to my shit, this yellow 57, and this motherfucker like, look, and he see ain't nobody in it, and he done, and he started rocking his shit, and I'm like, oh, and I'm sitting there, I remember, bro, I'm sitting there with the homie Dink from out of Pasadena. And Dink tell me, ooh, see, I told you, because Dink used to always tell me, cut my shit. Like, ooh, see, ooh. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't like that, Dink. I didn't like that, bro. I didn't like that at all. And it still didn't get me though, but I was right there, like, you know, it was matching numbers car. I got the 8 coming. I'm gonna wait it out. And then all of a sudden, another day, I'm out on the Shaw. And this fucking, you can tell, man, I'm coming down Crenshaw, and I'm heading north, and I'm getting up to Vernon. And you can see the lights. You know, you can always tell a rider, you know what I'm saying? It's coming down, you see the lights dipping, and I'm like, okay, damn, here come another one. So I'm like, I'm going my way to the house. I'm going straight down Crenshaw, straight to the 10, right? And I'm about to go to the pad, and all of a sudden I see this motherfucker coming. And as soon as it got to me, it seen me at the intersection, bro, and that yellow motherfucking 57, ha! And I'm like, oh, no, fuck that. I'm about to cut my car. I said, I'm going to cut my shit, and when I cut it, I'm looking for that motherfucker. That car really made me cut that motherfucker, though. Like, it took me to where I didn't care about no motor. I didn't care about no numbers. I'm about to whack this motherfucker, so that's what happened with the
Because you were in the car at that time, and you seen this motherfucker like, okay, that was really for me.
Bro. And it was for me, you know what I mean? And bro, listen, I'm not saying it was for me personally.
I heard the story before, and when I heard it, I think it was on Joe Radio, you was talking with him one day about, and I was really proud after you said it, and I'm even prouder even more, we sitting there together, because if I had anything to do with the build of that motherfucker there, on the level that motherfucker is there, boy, I'm a proud ass big brother, because I'm going to tell you, man, that's a bad motherfucker. You did a number with that.
I appreciate that, bro. I really do. And, you know, you had a big part of that, but it wasn't like, you know, it was a part that, like, you made me want to whoop your ass.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
MacGyver
I wanted to
told
whoop
me.
your ass.
MacGyver
You know
told
what
me
I
the
mean?
story.
I wanted to get you, bro.
MacGyver told me
And
that
I
you
didn't
wanted to
know it
whoop-
was you, though. I didn't know it was Big Tweet. I just know Yellow 57. So the funny thing, you know, after that is I get the car built. From that day, I drove it from Crenshaw and Vernon to Mac's shop. I was, you know, me and Mac, we partners at Stealth Motorworks, but before he was still like pro hopper and doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I pull up to Mac and I said, bro, I'm not touching that car again until it's cut. The Vegas show was coming up. I go out to Vegas. He sent me a picture, the body off the frame. All right, ain't no turning back. So, you know, I get there and we looking at the car and it's like, okay, I'm gonna just do 6 batteries, 2 pumps, you know what I mean? Just lay and play. And then we looking, it was like, okay, well, let's just do 2 and, or let's do 3 pumps. It was like, fuck it, let's just do 8 batteries and 4 pumps. Cause I said, Mac, I wanna come out and I want a 3-wheel it. And I don't give a fuck if it's a 59 rag.
Yeah.
It's a low rider.
It's a low rider now.
It's a
That's
low
right.
rider. So we do that, then we walk it towards the front of the car and the parade motor was still in there. I call that motherfucker parade motor, a 348. You know, I was like, man, I can't come out with this and then come out with that. So I love speed. I already had like some Chevys and all that type shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put a hot motor in it too. And that's how the Mothership kind of like came about, bro. It was like a vision of 4 pumps, you know, a nice chromed out 383. And I'm gonna just do what I want to do with it. I don't care what anybody else, you know, because when I was putting it together and I came out, Cass was telling me, why would you put a hot motor? Or why would you hop a 59? Or, you know, why would
Your
you,
shit.
you know what I mean? I'm like, man, I don't know about y'all politics as far as that, but I'm a car cat and I'm gonna build my shit the way I want to build it.
As you should.
Right.
So, speaking of, now we get to the mothership. How did the mothership become the mothership for the name wise? What made you come with it?
Well, shit, man, we was building that car, man, and I was trying to make a deadline. You know, the deadline was,
I can't
Was
stand
the
it.
deadline to serve him?
the deadline was to serve the 57.
Oh, you didn't know it was
I
him
still
at the.
didn't know it was Big Tweet because I had heard the name. You know what I mean? I heard all about Big Tweet. You know what I mean? Coming up, you know, I was in the car game, so you know, I was into the lowriders, so I knew it was. You know, you hear about some cats that was out there that knew what they was doing with the lowriders. So I heard the name, and
But hold up, man. Let me pour you a drink so you could, you know.
I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah, give him a drink to catch
Give
up.
me a little bit, man, because I need to
it
go
seems
ahead
like when
and-
he keeps saying Big Foot, I'm gonna make sure he ain't getting nervous.
I keep saying
Oh,
the 57.
Oh, yeah, he keeps
You know what I
saying
mean? The 57. Because we gonna
He need more than that, man. That ain't shit.
Yeah, he's got to drive back, man.
That's good, bro.
Yeah, come on.
Taste it and make sure it's okay.
No, hold on.
Hold on, dog. Let
Give
us
us
do our
splash.
Oh, you
thing,
gotta
bro.
put something else in it.
I put a little bit of some of that in there, dog. Let me do my thing,
Oh,
man.
yeah, I used to
I
drink
gotta
my-
drive. That's good. I got 60 miles back to drive, bro.
I used to drink my dark straight, but go ahead.
That
Yeah.
should be a fucking bartender.
Damn, that must-
We hear you talking, bro. All
shit
that
look like-
I used to. It's a lot of I used tos. We hear that shit, but you know,
Just like I drink the white straight. I'm just telling you. But anyway, I ain't gonna pick on you
okay.
too much.
So
So you didn't know the owner was.
I didn't know the owner of that 57, but who was owner of that 57. But I was building that car to make a deadline, and that was the first. I wanted to come out on the first. And so we in there and wrenching on it and, you know, doing our thing. And it was shit. It was like 30-some degrees in the shop, bro. Like 30-some degrees. We be out there, MacGyver doing some wiring. I got a torch because the wire, you couldn't even bend the wires in there because it was so cold. So we in there working for like, you know, doing the last 30 days. It was like damn near nonstop, 18 hours every
I
day.
can't stand them deadlines, but go ahead.
Trying to get that 57.
Oh,
So,
it's
right.
nice because of this motherfucker
This
right here.
motherfucker right here. So we're in there doing our thing, and it got to the point where I'm test driving it. You know what I'm saying? Before it was all dialed in, I'm test driving it, and I'm driving. Damn, what I'm gonna call this motherfucker? You know, it was black and red, so you know, Black Widow or this or that, but none of that shit hit. So I'm still thinking about it's getting close. The car pretty much done. I'm riding around. I call one of my homies. that I've been knowing since the Sandbox. You know what I'm saying? Big Rand.
Big Rand.
Big Rand, man. I call Big Rand. I'm like, Big Rand, take a ride with me, man. He in the motherfucking, we like, I remember we was on the freeway and I was like, Big Rand, man, I'm trying to think of a name of this motherfucker, but I can't come up with it. And he was sitting back, Big Rand, he ain't got that name for nothing. Big Rand's a big dude, you know what I'm saying?
Good dude, too.
Man, he the best, bro. So,
good dude.
Big Rand sitting in that motherfucker. I remember he sitting back and he was like, Blocks, he called me Blocks. He's like, man, this motherfucker's like the Mothership. And when he said that, it was just like ding, ding, ding. I was like, oh, that's it. So that's how the name the Mothership came about.
And it does look like a big ass ship. I'm talking about that name was real fitting for that car, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to come out when it came out. It wasn't like, the typical 59 rag lowrider that was out there. You know what I mean? Because it's been some badass 59 lowriders I done seen out there. You know what I mean? But I mean, my shit, I ain't saying it's the best. I ain't gonna never say it's the best because that ain't in my nature. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's one of the hardest though.
The best.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say my nature. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it.
You know what's crazy,
because
bro?
you ain't competing against nobody but yourself. But go ahead.
You ain't competing against nobody. You're right. And that motherfucker right there, that Ford, your shit is definitely one of the hardest. But I'm just gonna tell you, bro, I got a homie, man, that got a train that want to come see you. I'm just letting you know, when he see you out there, he want to come see you. He want to say hello. That's all. You know what I mean? That's my homie. He out the west side, West LA.
Hey, and I welcome him.
Man, and he can't wait to just come say hey, because he know you my big bro.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker hard, bro. And his shit, he got a clean ass tray.
I had communication with him.
You don't know because you don't even know who I'm talking about,
exactly
bro.
Who you talking about?
Okay.
Aqua looking green tray.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's him.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna teach him a few things.
The homie Ron, you know what I mean, out the west side.
Ron, we already discussed it.
So
I'm gonna teach you a few things.
Whoever wants him and T, I got a date with you.
Damn. T got a date. You got a date with who?
I got a date with T. He knows.
Who is T?
Who is T?
T-Rob.
Yeah, T-Rob.
Oh, Big T-Rob.
Oh yeah,
we got
that T.
Oh man, okay, so
he knows.
Oh man, that's right. So damn, I got the homie Ron over here, and the homie T-Rob over here.
I would give it to him in the deuce because the 9 that would be too much for him.
Oh man,
And we both shaking like a leaf.
I can feel it under the table. You know what I mean? I can feel it. The knees.
We both shaking.
I don't know how the fuck you could have your shit so tight up here and be so shaky down there.
And we shaking for real. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it's all in fun, and he want to come out and say what's up to that. But it's like what I was saying though with the 9, man, with the Mothership. I built that car the way I wanted it to be. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care. When I first brought it out, motherfuckers was like, why you put, a hot motor? Why you put the steering wheel? Or why you did this? Or why you did that? I said, bro, I'm building the car the way I want my shit. You know what I mean? That's how this is the Mothership. This is how I'm represented.
Ain't that something, man? Motherfucker, you spent your money on it. It's your car. You can do what you want to do with it.
You can do exactly what you want to do with that motherfucker.
So speaking of that, you and I had a conversation around that time. When motherfuckers was, why did you do that? One day you and I was somewhere out there on the boulevard. And I was checking your car out. And I was going around it, motherfucker. And I was looking at the lights on the antenna, the spears. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And I was checking it out and we was talking. He's like, motherfuckers be woo, woo, woo. And I know you felt some kind of way when motherfuckers be whispering like little old girls. Do you remember what I told you that day? I'm gonna see how good your memory was. Because I know
he say so much, bro. Thank you for backing me up on that, man, because I thought it was gonna be all double team. But what I think the thing that stuck to me is you kind of gave me another hashtag, bro. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
Let me see how good your ear is.
You told me, you said this motherfucker right here is low rided out. It's the ultimate low ride.
Give it here.
I remember that.
I remember
that. Yeah, I use that hashtag, bro. That motherfucker to me is like the ultimate low rider.
It's the ultimate low rider.
But I remember, man, it's like my boy Fuzz over here. You know what? Fuzz, I know he built a badass 9. We all know it's coming, Fuzz. That motherfucker, you done showed me some shit on it, and it's cold as a motherfucker. But for 8 years, the Mothership been out here pounding the pavement.
Pounding.
Every Sunday, sometime on Saturday, sometime during the week, for 8 years straight, bro. So, like, that
Still
motherfucker
looks brand new.
stand the test of time. That's what you call like an ultimate lowrider, man. You know what I
Ultimate
mean? Because
lowrider.
they don't last that long. Usually, when you out there like I am, I'm on the switch too. You know what I'm saying? So
On the switch, on the gas.
I'm on all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to me, I think it's one of the hardest 59 rags that probably
It's going to go down in
Touch the
history as
pavement.
one of the hardest ones ever,
right.
in
And
my opinion.
I appreciate that.
In
And I'm
my
glad it's
opinion.
in your opinion because I remember one day my homie Fuzzy over here, y'all was in something. Y'all, I knew y'all was talking and y'all was talking about, I think Tweet asked you, like, what was the top 5 rag 59s that you remember? And I was like, damn, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh,
Top
let me hear-
559 rag?
yeah, I remember y'all talking about that one day. Y'all didn't have no guests, and it was just y'all talking. And I remember him asking you that, and you know, you was like, you know, you brought up some nice ones, some from the South Side. The South Side had a cold
No,
one.
I think
forgot the name.
that I touched.
Oh, that you touched.
Yeah, that I touched.
That he
Oh, that you
worked on.
touched.
Yeah, that
he
I
worked
touched.
on.
That I worked
okay.
on.
See, now that done fucked
Well,
up
go
all
ahead,
my
go.
shit up.
Take your
Because
time.
when he
'Cause
said
what
that,
would
I'm
you say?
listening.
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
listening
In
though.
the miscommunication.
I'm listening.
In the
though.
miscommunication, what did
You
you
know
think?
what's crazy? I touched this car when you took it to what's the name? But it was stock. That's when you had the 348 in.
Right,
But
right,
obviously it wasn't.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but
so then that qualifies. Then is that what he's saying?
I mean technically, yeah, it can. But
Okay,
it wasn't.
so-
But it wasn't what it is.
It wasn't
now.
what it is now,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah.
Yeah, way before
Yeah.
that. But I'm listening. I'm like, damn, okay, Fuzz. Like, oh, okay, because I know Fuzzy. He built some badass cars, and I know he get down. So
Yeah,
I want to.
Go ahead.
He one of the best. He one of the best. I give him that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He better than you.
Yeah. It's so you say.
Okay.
His era and my era.
So anyway, you know, Fuzz is like saying the South Side car and this and that or whatever. And out of those top 5, he didn't mention the Mothership. And I'm like, damn. He
Felt
don't
some
think-
kind of way.
I'm like, damn. Like, really? I think my shit is definitely in the top 5 59 rags, lowriders.
For sure.
Of
but yeah,
all time.
That's what it was. Is that I touched them.
So now, you know, thank you, brother. Now we good.
We clarified that. We clarified
We
that.
clarified it in front of everybody. Yeah.
I had no idea he was feeling. I was sitting there myself. We talking about the film.
Like,
See,
talking about
that's
this.
why. Cheers to that, then. My bad, bro. King Chevy. Okay, cheers to that, bro. Yeah,
Cheers,
cheers to
cheers.
that, for sure.
I never had no idea you thought that.
Even Fuzzy ain't got no
Hey.
alcohol in that motherfucker, though.
He never brought it to my attention, but
Yeah, no, it was the cars that I
That you
worked.
touched.
Yeah, I touched.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now, back to it.
okay, back to it. Now, let's fast forward a little bit. Did you ever imagine? I'm pretty sure you probably didn't. You might have did. Did you ever imagine that after the inspiration from me and whoever else throughout the years of saying, cut it, that this car in you, because y'all hand in hand, would have the type of impact on society and the world like this car I've had for our culture in this community?
Well, I mean, I didn't, bro. I just knew that I was planning on. I had I think, probably one of the best car builders ever, MacGyver.
Yeah,
You know what
yes,
I'm saying?
sir. Yes,
I think
sir.
MacGyver's the best. You know what I'm saying? I got blessed to, you know, meet him and try to figure out how to put this car together. And, you know, with our minds together, we created the Mothership. And I never knew the impact it would have. I knew that I wanted to build something that was a nice looking car, a Rag 59, a hot motor, and it worked. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get all these inches and shit. You know, I didn't build it for that. But I
But
wanted
it
it
do
to
pretty
work.
good inches for a big car
Yeah.
and for what it's working with.
Right, exactly. For what it's working with, it's built to do it all. You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy it, man. Every time I jump in it, it's like the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I enjoy coming out and I'll drive that motherfucker anywhere because one, it's built to last. It's gonna get me to where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And it feels good. It's like the first time every time.
Do you ever cover it up in the garage or any of that like that?
Not really. You know, I usually keep it at the shop. You know what I'm saying? We got our shop, Stuff Motorworks, out there in Van Nuys.
The reason why I asked you that because personally, like, especially that motherfucker that ain't covered up now, but when it's at home tucked and it's covered up, and I hadn't even seen it for a couple of weeks in my damn self, and I go start rolling the cover off of it or whatever case, and I'd be like, I own this bad motherfucker right here. So I'm wondering, do you ever have them feelings when, like you say you don't cover it, when you just walk in the building some days and just, you know, because sometimes we sit there and that's our therapy, you know what I mean?
Right.
Do you ever just walk in and look at that motherfucker and just be like,
well, I think
this is my shit?
I think when I'm like you and got multiple ones, you know what I'm saying? I have one tucked, but I see the mothership every day, man, because I'm seeing that motherfucker. I'm ready to jump in it, you know what I'm saying? So I see her every day. So it's almost like, you know, she an old lady out there and she getting kind of old, but still when I jump in it.
She's still cute. When she still raised her skirt up.
Hey, she raised her skirt up all the way.
I still see panties.
She got them thongs on
I
all the time.
still see panties.
Yeah,
I see panties,
yeah.
you know.
She coming out ready all the time.
She keep her eyelashes done, lip gloss, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah, she a bad motherfucker, man. But yeah, I enjoy it just like it's the first time. But I bought California cover, like I had them make me a special one with the mothership on it and all that shit, and I still haven't taken it out the box, bro.
Yeah.
I put a little plastic, you know, like you put on there sometimes.
Did you give me one made too?
It's in the works. It's in the works, bro. It's in the works.
Okay.
It's in the works.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it.
It's gonna say that never takes me out on the cover. Make sure it says that.
Oh, never takes me out, huh? Okay.
When you came back lowriding, you were in a club already. You started a club. Tell us how South made.
Okay, so when I came out, before the car got cut, I came out and I was hanging out with the homies, all of them from the west side, and been knowing them for a long time, all through junior high and high school. So I was like, you know, if I'm gonna be out there on the boulevard, I'm gonna hang out with my homies that I know, you know what I'm saying, I've been around and got a good relationship with, and know if something go down, they gonna, you know, have my back. So when I came out, I'm fucking with them, and they started a club in 2014 called Self Made. I was like, man, if I join a club, if I'm gonna join a club, I'm gonna join with the homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So in 2015, that's when I joined Self Made, and we came out. You know, we all enjoy each other, and now we got a second chapter, which half of us kind of left Self-Made LAX, and now, you know, we in Self-Made SoCal, so that's our club. You know what I'm saying? We coming out, we doing our thing, and you know, from there, I actually is starting another club.
Another chapter or another club?
Another club.
Okay.
It's first time. Everybody gonna hear for the first time right now.
I think I know already though, but go ahead.
Yeah, you might. I'm Speed Racer, y'all, and this is Racer X, you know, his big bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how we talk about each other. But this other club I'm starting is a hot rod club.
Yeah, I know.
Self-made hot rods. You know what I'm saying? And we about to start that up. I'm building a 56 rag right now, Pro Toured out, 1,200 horsepower. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a nice car. Start our club, and my homeboy G that came with me up here, he got a 57 rag that's...
You got a clean ass 57 rag.
57 rag that's cold as a motherfucker.
It's a hot rod, but it got a 283 in it, right? No,
it's a hot rod. It's got about 3 283.
Oh, okay.
Times 3.
I knew it was something.
You know
I knew
it
had big numbers. I knew it was kind of big
yeah,
numbers, man.
So his 57 rag, you know, that's my other club brother in self-made hot rods, and then I got another couple others. So, you know, we about to come out and do that too.
Y'all do accept Compton guys?
Man, I got nothing but love for Compton, man. Nothing but love, bro.
In case I want to join the Hot Rod Club.
Nothing but love.
I think I got one somewhere around this motherfucker.
Yeah, you know you can come through and fuck with us anytime, bro. Man, we never did finish the story about how the build the mothership for you and come. We never got to that. You broke off that, didn't you?
No, I'm getting ready to ask you.
Because I came to bust your ass,
No, that's
bro.
what I don't. My next question was gonna be.
Okay.
Did you ever catch up with that 57 to bust his ass?
Yeah, let me take a drink on this one.
That's what I want to know because the world want to know, and I want to know.
Right.
Since this 57, that you to know that I was the one behind. Right. I was the operator, I should say.
Right.
You know the.
And how did you end up finding out it was his car? Like,
man, I mean, the story gets better. You know what I'm saying? So we building the car, we get finished. January the 1st, we get ready on the 1st, about 11 o'clock. This was after 3 days straight. I got no sleep. Car done.
Good.
I got no sleep, bro.
Good. I'm glad
3 days straight.
Too. Good.
So I jump in that motherfucker 11 o'clock in the morning. Everybody already at the Santa Fe. Damn, that motherfucker packed. But I don't know that. I'm on the freeway and driving, and I'm getting down there. And I get stuck in the park because it was already, you couldn't even get through. Yeah, sure, and I'm like, damn, I can't even ride through the park to go try to find this 57. You know what I'm saying? So I'm stuck there. I don't never see the car. Finally, everybody started getting out. It's dark, you know what I'm saying? But everybody going to Crenshaw. So I leave there. We meet up with my club because they inside and I never did even make it in there. So we meet at the gas station. I'm like, bro, we got to go to Shaw. I got to go get that 57. So we ride down from Santa Fe Dam to Crenshaw. We get down to Crenshaw. I'm going down to Shaw, and we get over there by Coliseum, and we going through, and all of a sudden I see this yellow 57. And I'm like, ooh, there go that motherfucker. So he turning, it's past, we passed the mortuary there, so right over there by where the Crenshaw Mall is, he turned left, coming down Crenshaw, and I'm going this way. And you can barely go. It's like traffic like a motherfucker.
You wish that motherfucker was open.
Bro, it was open this way though, Fuzz. So as it's going this way, that motherfucker like, whoa, and you could tell it had motor. And I'm like, ooh, that motherfucker got motor. Ooh, so do I. So I motherfucking turn around and we all turn around and I'm, whoop, coming through, trying to catch that motherfucker. No.
I had a hot motor.
No.
He told me the motor.
No.
Okay.
Y'all both wrong here. Let me finish this story. So as I do that turn, I'm coming through, and that car took off fast. He had something up in there. So he turned right, like behind the bank over there. And I'm like, damn, he just disappeared. So we come through, and I see him on the side of the road, stuck, that 57. It ended up being another yellow 57.
Oh.
It was the goldish looking one that's got the airbag. Rodney. It was Rodney. So I pull up on Rodney, and Rodney on the side, his hood up, and he was like, he blew his motor or something. I come through, and he was like, man, what you chasing after me for, homie? And I'm like, oh, man, you ain't even what I'm looking for.
Because that car got motor.
That car got
motor.
And that was the homie Rodney. And after I met him, he was cool as a motherfucker.
Rodney,
you know what I'm saying?
He
good dude, bro. But I went through, I'm like, damn, I still ain't catch that 57. So, I get into it. I come out with the car, and it's another homie that got a 59 rag. And he wasn't from Southside. I had heard he was, but he wasn't. But he had this hard ass 59, and I hadn't seen it. And this is before I cut the Mothership. Let's go back a little bit. So he had heard about, he seen my car through a whole boy you was talking about who had it when it was, stock on the airbags and the shit. You know what I'm saying? So he saw it and he was like, all right, it's cool, but I got a 59 rag too. And I was like, oh, that's cool, bro. And he was like, when I see you out there, I'm gonna bust your ass. And I looked at him like, damn, really? Okay, homie. So, he got his car, and let's speed it up a little bit. This is after the first. I don't see that yellow 57, but now I got a date with somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm about to dance with somebody else. So this cat got the 59, and I guess we out in Watts. We in Watts, and it's the first time I bring it out on the scene like that. And it's laid out, and motherfuckers probably still thought it was, still what it used to be before the Mothership.
Yeah.
So he came through, and he tipping through, and he see my car, and he looked, and he's like, oh. So he started hitting the gas. He had a 348 in it. the parade motor. Vroom, vroom, vroom. You know, he hitting the gas. And he, you know, like kind of like hit his shit to let me know he got hydraulics or whatever. But I wasn't impressed because my shit was done at this time and he didn't know.
Yeah.
So I jump in my shit.
Surprise.
So look, I jump in my shit and I started up and immediately I think he know. I looked at his face. He was like, oh, that motherfucker ain't what it used to be. That car ain't the same car. So cause I'm stepping on the gas now and he like, damn. And then I jump my shit up and he like, oh. So he tried to take off and Hog was out there. I remember that, bro. Hog, my club brothers, everybody jumped in front of him. Oh, no. Hell no, you ain't going nowhere. So, you know, we get at it out there a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I get the best of him. You know what I mean?
Ain't no question.
You know what I'm saying? I get the best of him or whatever. And he take off and I still don't see this 57, but I got somebody, so I'm feeling good.
So I got one.
I got one up under my belt. So then I'm at the park on my birthday out in that park out in San Pedro, Peck Park.
Peck Park, yeah.
I'm at Peck Park. I see Big Kibo out there. I'm in the 9. It's my birthday. We out there chilling. Big Kibo, the homie, he like, man, I heard you looking for the homeboy Tweet. And I'm like, huh? Like Tweet. And I said, I heard the name, but I was like, looking for him for what? I didn't know what he was talking about. He was like, cat with this yellow 57. I'm like, oh, that's the big homie Tweet I've been hearing about. And all of a sudden, Tweet was on his bike that day. Tweet walk over there. What's up, C? I'm Tweet. What's up? And I'm like, big homie, what's up? That was you with the 57 and blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, from there, bro, he just embraced me and shit, and we've been cool ever since. But I told him, I said, man, I appreciate it, homie. If it wasn't for you, the motherfucking car probably wouldn't have been created. You know what I'm saying? So I was mad as a motherfucker. I didn't know it was you, but it made the best thing to happen to me, though.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I remember we was at your house playing bone, and MacGyver telling me the story, right? Because he right there with you.
Mm-hmm.
And MacGyver knowing my work. Once you realize that it was me, MacGyver said, I was saying in my mind once he realized it was your car. Oh, that's the motherfucker you've been looking for all this time.
Right. And he didn't know that. Nobody knew it was you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not that you ain't, nobody's scared of you or nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it that way, like, motherfucker, I know you get out. And
I told him I'm going to serve him. I'm not even going to serve him in public.
I think what it is.
Oh,
behind the door. Yeah, behind the doors.
So nobody can see?
Yeah. And then we just be out the way, you know?
I really think what it is, because I'm off the east side, but I'm pretty sharp. I think it's more of they approach me with a little trepidation.
This shit he comes up with. I gotta
need a dictionary. Need an urban dictionary for this shit. I mean, what's
little trepidation, man. That's all it is. Being a little cautious. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, but before, what about the other cars you got coming out?
So I gotta. So that 58, that what I was supposed to do, but I got rudely interrupted by a couple people that made me change my course.
58 is king. Go ahead.
Mothership.
Nah, 58 ain't king, but go ahead.
I got a 58 that I'm about to come out with, and I'm about 85% done with it. I just got to marry it back to the frame.
So you had the 58 that long?
I had the 58 that long. I put it to the back because I ended up, while I was doing this car, and I had the 58 already, I ended up finding a 4. And when I found the 4, I kind of had a vision of something that I wanted to do because the homie Lil E, you know what I'm saying, from Forever Rolling, he had that one when we had 310 Motor and we had that car in our car show. He had his rider in the middle of Rolls Royces and everything, and that motherfucker was like, everybody was like, oh, that they was looking at that car. So I told Lil E one time, I said, bro, if I ever do a car, I might want to do something like that, man. And he was like, man, do it, homie. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like I got his blessing to come out, and now I'm about to come out with the Battleship. You know, and now we got the motor coming out the hood like Lil E's car was back in the day.
So before you get up out of here, because I know we winding this thing down, and we got motorcycles and shit going by. You know what I'm saying? They heard it. You know what I'm saying? Cause you done had, like you say, foreigns, and you got the spaceship, which I was gonna ground if he didn't make it here, y'all. You know,
You knew I was gonna come for him
you know,
no matter what.
I was gonna
Nothing
fucking
gonna
grind
stop
his
me.
motherfucking ass. But out of all the shit that you done had, foreigns and all that, they don't make you feel nothing like them riders when you get behind the wheel of that motherfucker. Am I right or wrong?
Man, look, it's nothing like it, bro. It really ain't. It's you jump in there and you put on your music, you know what I'm saying? You got your whatever mood you in, you got your theme music going, and you got that motherfucker sitting at the right height, and you just tipping, man. You know what I mean? It's like it's no feeling like it. You know what I'm
Old
saying?
school
Like,
or new school music you prefer?
usually in the Mothership, bro, I'm with the old school for sure. But
Rap or R&B?
I call it soul, man. You know, I ain't gonna just say R&B, but I got a lot of soul. And I got old rap, but usually like a lot of my R&B and soul.
What about you? Before we finish, what about your top 5 that you love to see hit switches on Crenshaw besides yourself?
Besides myself,
Or any boulevard?
Oh, anyway.
I think, you know, bro,
Like damn, here comes so and so fucking.
Right. I like to see Big Dwight. Big Dwight, you don't see him out there much, but when he come through, man, he come through and he's aggressive with it. You know what I mean? I like that type shit.
Everybody say that.
Yeah, Big Dwight come through and he aggressive and he hitting the switch. But, you know, it ain't all about just hopping the front. It's about making that motherfucker dance and, you know, seesawing and all that. You know, that's that old school shit, and that's what I like to see. That's a real rider. So I like to see Big Dwight. I like to see the homie Tweet. Big bro, he come through doing his thing. I mean, he always put on a show.
Thank you.
Switchman, he's another one, man. You know, he come out and he really know how to work that motherfucking Cadillac. So, you know, I like to see him. And, you know, actually I got a new homie, man, that I see that, well, not a new homie, but he kind of new coming out on the scene. You know, we touched on his car a little bit, and it's Big Russell Westbrook.
Oh, yeah.
Big Russ. You know, he got his ace, man, and he come through and he wasn't really hitting the switches too much, man, but you could tell he been trying to get his shit rocking, man. And I'm like, man, I like to see him come through because I love to see when somebody trying to get their shit right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he be doing. So he's one of those dudes I like to see to pull up because if his shit ain't right or whatever, if his timing ain't right on something, he don't give a fuck. He gonna keep on trying to do it, and you ain't gonna be able to get your shit right until you play with it. When I first came out, my shit, I wasn't rocking it the way I do now, but I stay at it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what the next man say. I'm gonna rock mine the way I know how.
As you should.
Yeah.
You want to shout anybody out? Instagram, your shop.
Yeah, I shop Stealth Motorworks. My club, Self-Made SoCal. Also a Self-Made LAX. Man, I just want to shout out. Oh, my IG is the Mothership 1959 Impala. And man, it was good to be out here with these homies, man. I've been watching their podcasts, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it finally. And you know, we're gonna keep doing what we doing, bro. And you know, I got nothing but love for you guys, man. King of Chevy, y'all. That's what it is.
And catch up with that yellow 57 when it might be out one day.
Yeah, I thought it. It wasn't what I thought it was. It was cool.
Break them up. Yeah, break them up.
And if you like what we do, subscribe. You know, follow us.
Yeah, leave some comments if you don't like tweets. Not as fucking.
Yeah. Leave some comments if you don't give a fuck about me. I don't give a fuck. But anyway, one love.
Remember the West LA, man. You know, like
West
I said,
LA,
man, it's always, you know, the East Side, man.
Sure.
Let's bring out the West Side one time.
Bring out the West Side,
Yeah,
man.
that's how we do it.
And embrace them, because you can't spell the West without the ES. One love.
It all go together. It all go together.
OG back out here again.
You know you're supposed to play me a park, man.
Oh man, hey, you know what? Hold on. But I ain't got enough for the whole crew. Then I gotta get the whole crew in, right? Yeah, I know how you do it. Hey, you guys, y'all ain't seen this man in a while, but check him out. We ain't gotta speak no names, nigga. It's all on the shirt. and we know what you do. What that professional like, my nigga?
Top of the world, sitting on a throne, king of Chevys, and my lack is a two-door Brougham. Hey, hey, on top of the world, sitting on a throne, king of Chevys, and my lack is a two-door Brougham.